Welcome, everyone. Yes, my name is Mason Nystrom. I'm a research analyst at Messari. For those of you who don't know Messari, we are a crypto market intelligence platform. We provide research, tooling for enterprise customers, as well as a variety of any type of professional that is interested in crypto. So if you haven't heard of us, check us out. Messari.io. Today I'm going to be talking about GameFi Monetization to kind of set the stage a little of like why we're talking about this. If we think of the gaming industry, it's truly one that crypto has been looking at entering for quite some time, gaming at $175 billion in revenue in 2021. And we've seen a variety of funds in the crypto space deploy hundreds of millions of dollars of capital, as well as raise billions of dollars of capital to deploy over the next 2 to 4 years. And so it's pretty clear when you look at the breakdown of the revenue, as well as kind of the total addressable market. There's almost 3 billion gamers worldwide as of 2020. That number is certainly larger nowadays, given that the pandemic pretty much just accelerated the growth and trajectory of gaming adoption. If we look at the evolution of gaming, we can kind of break it up into 3 key categories. The first can kind of be the first category of pay to play. This might be a subscription-based game like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, which I personally played growing up, or it could be something like console-based games where you paid for it once and then you could play it as many times as you wanted on Xbox or whatever, or mobile. Then we went to the free-to-play era where games started to adopt a freemium model that enabled them to acquire a lot more customers much faster and then monetize via in-game purchases or via subscriptions like Roblox does. And then now we kind of come to this culmination of how do we further monetize gaming, and that's this GameFi era. And the kind of quintessential model that we've seen today is play to earn. And while I don't think play to earn in its current form is going to be what ends up being adopted as the standard, there are other potential paths to adoption. So the current monetization strategies that we've seen have been NFT sales, royalties. Some companies have started using subscriptions, or even doing their own services, verticalized marketplaces like Axie Infinity, and more. So when we think about gaming monetization, I really like this framework by LoopFun. They basically broke down in-game monetization into 2 categories. The first was identity, the second was utility. Utility being any type of purchase for an in-game asset that helps you compete, makes the game go faster, maybe it helps you finish a quest in a better time than if you were to have to do it, on your own. And then the opposite side is identity. And if we think of identity, Fortnite's kind of the classic example of purchasing in-game skins where it doesn't provide you any in-game benefit, but it makes you feel better about how you play the game. Maybe there's some social component because you get to partake with your friends in a more interactive manner. And I think this model largely maps to crypto gaming. And all I've done on this slide is add some of the current games, as well as add a kind of like entertainment threshold, because games need to be fun. I think we can all kind of agree that most crypto games aren't currently that engaging, or there's a lot of room to get more engaging and fun types of games. And so when we think of where games currently monetize, you can see that a lot choose the utility axis, and that's kind of where we see most play-to-earn games. And I am under the belief that that's not truly the most effective way to monetize, because if you think of kind of what that does, it ends up devolving into this like pay-to-play-to-earn or a pay-to-win type gaming style, where if you have enough money, then you can easily max out the game. And you can pretty much like take that unfortunate example and apply it to a lot of the existing PDE games in the current space. On the other side, we have kind of social value, and I think that's where like there's all this white space for crypto and NFT gaming to really explore, whether it's creating games that are free to play, like freemium style models, something where you don't have to sink hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars into a game just to start playing it. And so as we see more types of models evolve, I'm really excited to see if we can get more models that adopt kind of that upper quadrant where you can try to monetize on the social value, which crypto has done a pretty good job at in other regards. And one way to improve these types of games is to kind of change the NFT structures and what the NFTs do. So most NFTs are just, you buy it, maybe you hold it, it's maybe a speculative asset, or in a game, maybe it has some sort of use case that provides some sort of utility value. But that kind of just devolves into a method where if you buy all these assets, then we're back at the pay-to-win scale. And so by creating NFTs that are non-transferable, Vitalik has also called this soul bond NFTs after World of Warcraft, where once you picked up an item, it became non-tradable. And often in those types of games, whether it was World of Warcraft, RuneScape, these soul bond or these kind of non-transferable NFTs are really hard to get. Maybe you have to team up with friends to get them, and so it makes it a more social game. Another really good example that I like from RuneScape, because that was my game of choice, is skill capes. Now, skill capes, for those of you who never played the game, once you maxed out a certain skill, you could obtain a cape. And one cape in particular was the Slayer cape. The Slayer skill was notorious for taking at least 200 to 300 hours of consistent, concentrated gameplay to get. And what's really interesting about that is it creates this grinding process, and it creates time sinks. And these time sinks can really change the way you architect a game. They can make them fair, they can make them more fun. And as we look at other types of ways to introduce like time sinks or time scarcity, that can also be a better method to create value than just creating a supply sink to trap some sort of in-game revenue. The last thing I kind of want to end on is we are very early in the experimentation cycle. Like I said, kind of the existing areas of gaming, they've largely found their monetization strategies and they just ran with them. Crypto has definitely not found that yet. And so as it explores monetization strategies, you're going to see lots of new types of apps and infrastructure. Nick Grossman from Union Square Ventures kind of coined this app to infrastructure lifestyle where new apps demand new infrastructure and new infrastructure begets new apps. And we've kind of been through this app cycle where we've exhausted every possible idea of a crypto game or an NFT game that we can do on our existing infrastructure. And so over the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to see a variety of new types of infrastructure, from L2s to new types of L1s, different types of scaling solutions, to kind of like hybrid models. And that new infrastructure is going to create a new wave for crypto games. And that's what I'm really excited about. And so as you kind of think of crypto games as they exist today, think of what infrastructure comes next, what is that going to enable, and hope we can get to more fun games. Thank you.